Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy Pigskin Pete. Happy Friday to everybody. Uh, Impromptu stream here. Planned on doing this tomorrow night, and I still might do one tomorrow night at 7 p.m. The Collins Show. The number to call in is. Hold on, I don't even know what that number to call in is. 864-207-4522. If you want to call in and be on the Pigskin Pete YouTube show, please do so. Now, this show is driven by the callers. I don't know if you guys could hear any of the intro or not. Trying some new stuff out here, and YouTube is a finicky place. So let me know if you could hear it or not, or if you could just see it. I have no idea. Clemson Carson's in the house. College football maniac. College football Jace. Cranberry Juice Boys. First time watching a call-in show. Well, welcome to the call-in show, sir. I'm sure if you're here, you're amazing and fantastic. Complete Controls in the house. George, my favorite Florida fan. Also here. Rodman, Tiger fan. Hey, Pigskin. What's up? What's up with you, Rodman? Nice Guy TV's in the house. Check out my channel, Nice Guy TV. Hold on a second. Hold on a second here. Got something for Nice Guy TV. There you go, Nice Guy TV. Everybody go check out Nice Guy TV on YouTube. Loyal Clemson fan, loyal caller, and viewer of the Pigskin Pete YouTube channel. SEC Dog. Pete remembering the good old days. Whatever that means. DeGoat Watson's in the house. I'm buying grocery. Just got to drop a like and try to come back as soon as I can. Come back as soon as you can, sir. If not, sooner. Dennis Wilson's in the house. Well, if it isn't the sleeping Death Valley Tiger, I see you finally woke up after 1/13/2020. Sir, I've been on YouTube several times since 1/13/2020. You've been sleeping in your garage. Jordan Bowman. We're talking about cupcakes. Yeah, listen, Clemson's schedule is full of cupcakes. Full of them. Notre Dame, South Carolina. Probably the two biggest cupcakes on their schedule. Ramon Jordan's in the house with a super chat, with a $2 super chat. What's poppin', Pete? What's up, Ramon? Again, if you guys want to call in, the number to call in is, again, I don't know the number. 864-207-4522. I'll go ahead and check and see if anybody's on the line. Oh, nobody's on the line. That makes it easy. This will be a very, very short show, by the way, if nobody wants to call in. You guys have a lot to say in the comment section. Not a whole lot to say on the phones. Crying Ryan is in the house. So we've got a lot of coaching changes happening. Some of my favorite is Mike Leach to the SEC. And people actually think, I'm not one of them, but there's a lot of people out there that do actually think that Mike Leach is going to be able to do something in the SEC. I'm here to tell you he's not. Listen, Mike Leach, how long was he at Washington State? Not very long. Well, actually, he was there for a while. What was it, 9 or 10 years? 8 years? Something like that. Never won the Pac-12. Never won his division. Comes to the SEC West. And now everyone's acting like he's going to do something there. I've been telling you Mike Leach is running a gimmick offense. The air raid offense was innovative 10, 15 years ago. It was innovative back when he was at Texas Tech. Back when he was trying to recruit Greg McElroy. Greg McElroy was committed to Texas Tech under Mike Leach. Withdrew his commitment and went to Alabama. Why? Why would a quarterback with a mediocre skill level, and listen, I love Greg McElroy, don't get me wrong, but Greg McElroy was a mediocre skill level guy. Why would he decommit from Texas Tech and Mike Leach and go to Alabama? You have to remember, this was a time when Alabama was not the Alabama that we know today. This was an Alabama that was coming off of a long stretch of bad seasons. Why would he decommit from Texas Tech and Mike Leach to go to Alabama? I'll tell you why. Because the air raid offense is a gimmick offense. It only works in certain situations. It's damn sure not going to work against SEC defenses. SEC defensive linemen, SEC defensive backs. Throwing the ball 80 times a game might work at Texas Tech in the Big 12. It might work in the Pac-12. It damn sure ain't working in the SEC West. And listen, I said this before, long before Mike Leach was the coach at Mississippi State. I wouldn't want Mike Leach as a coach at my school unless maybe they were in the Big 12 or the Pac-12. Why? For all the reasons I just stated. Call and debate me on that too if you want to. Christian Ballard's in the house. Ballard Sports Media. What's up, Pete? What's up with you, sir? Michael Sachs Jr. Also in the house. I'm sure if you're here, you're amazing and fantastic, but I already know that you are. When is Mike Leach now still at Washington State? Huh? Good afternoon. You're on with Pete.
Hey, Pete, it's DeAndre. How you doing, man?
DeAndre Crawford. How you doing, brother?
Good. I'll keep it quick. I saw your talking about schedule with dummies. And I did a couple of shows. I did a couple of casts on the ACC next year, especially the ACC Coastal. The ACC Coastal will be better next year. Virginia Tech will be better. Hooker got another year under his belt. North Carolina will be better. And also, and I picked the surprise team. Well, Miami, they got talent to be better, but we all know how Miami is. But Pitt will be better next year. They returned their stacker and their quarterback. So I got them being better next year.
All right, so how about
all those teams being better?
Well, first of all, it's hard not to get better than a lot of the teams in the ACC were last year. But what do you think about some of the teams in Clemson's division, or some of the teams we're scheduled to play? So we're scheduled to play Virginia. We just saw how that worked out in the ACC title game. That was a complete.
Well, Virginia's going to be good without Perkins, but I think Louisville's going to be better next year.
I do too. Again,
Wake Forest is hard to tell because they like the red shirt players. It's kind of hard. NC State, I did a video on them. They're going to be better next year because they returned a quarterback. Most of the NC State team was freshmen and sophomores last year, and all the DBs got hurt. In the right tackle and left tackle.
And they've got.
So I think NC State's going to be better.
Listen, all the teams are probably going to be a little bit better than they were last year. I'm looking at like you said, I'm looking at Louisville to take a big step up. Listen, I'm a huge fan of Scott Satterfield. What he did, taking a 2-win team to where they went last year, was pretty impressive. Now, is Louisville going to be a world beater in 2020? Are they going to go out there and win 9-10 games and beat a top 15 or 20 team in a bowl game? Probably not. But they're still going to be a lot better than they were. Georgia Tech, we played them week 1. The schedule just came out. I'm sure you saw it. We played them week 1 the same way we played them week 1 on a Thursday night game on the ACC network. Same difference we're doing this year. Georgia Tech's going to be a lot better. Georgia Tech still needs at least 2 more years, as far as I'm concerned, or at least what I think. That they need 2 more years to recruit the players to run the style of offense that Jeff Collins wants to run there, and recruit and get defensive players in there that he's going to be able to use to his advantage as well. Florida State's the biggest unknown in the ACC this year, according to me anyway, I think.
Yeah, they got to get a quarterback to fit this style, and they got I know Cam Akers is gone. See, that Florida State, and I keep trying to tell people this, their problem is their offensive line. If they had a better offensive line, they would have been a better team under, what's it called? Everybody blame Willie Taggart, but I think you got to, he only had a year and a half. He didn't have a chance to get an offensive lineman, the offensive lineman that he needed in there. I don't know why.
Wait. Willie Taggart?
Did a job. They had a year and a half, Pete.
Huh?
A year and a half to try to get his people in there. He only had a year and a half. That won't right. Sometimes you got to give people time to get their program right.
Well, I do agree.
I
agree they didn't give him long enough. But, look, I mean, come on, man. You know, a year and a half.
But,
go ahead.
Yeah, but, I mean, Rome was built it took them a long time to get. Pete, let me call you back, man.
All right. He's going to call me back, he said. Call me back. I hope he's all right. Are you all right, Dondre? Sounded like he was in his car. I heard the windshield wipers going. Anyway, the number to call in is 864-207-4522. If you want to call in to Basically and Pete YouTube show, call and tell me how stupid I am. Listen, let me tell you something. How many of you guys out there have New Year's resolutions? A lot of you might say, listen, I'm going to go to the gym more in 2020. Some of you might say, I don't know, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna quit drinking. I'm gonna quit smoking. I'm gonna quit being a complete and total asshole to everybody I see. That's all great resolutions. You know what my resolution is? It's a block party. What do I mean by a block party? I have had very, very few rules on YouTube in the past 2 years and 3 months that I've been on YouTube. Anything short of calling or saying racist comments, homophobic comments, because everyone's a snowflake out there on YouTube. You can't say anything these days. Anything like that, or saying anything about my family, my wife, my kids. I don't block people. In the first 2 years I was on YouTube, I might have blocked a total of 12 people. Maybe, I don't know, somewhere between 12 and 20 people in 2 years. Since January 1st of 2020, I probably blocked 50 people. It's a new year, and my New Year's resolution is to not give people who don't come on here to talk about college football. If you just want to talk about how much I suck, how ugly I am, how you don't like my sunglasses, anything like that, anything not college football related, you're getting blocked. It's a new day. It's a new time. It's a block party. It's pretty much that simple, and that's all there is to it. You can like it, you can love it, you can hate it. If you don't like it, I really could care less. You can get out of here and join the block party. Let me see who's in the chat real quick. What's up, Luke Godwin? Ruben Terry is in the house. Clemson alum 98. At least don't make trolls mods. Just a suggestion. I don't know. I have a lot of trolls that are mods. Dennis Wilson's a huge troll on here. Here's the difference between Dennis Wilson and some of these other morons on here. Dennis Wilson is a intelligent troll. I'm not saying Dennis Wilson's intelligent. I don't know him from Adam. All right. But at least the guy knows how to be a good troll. I don't have a problem with trolls. Not a single problem. Hell, I'm one myself. I'm the biggest troll on this YouTube channel. But at least be intelligent. Pretty simple. SEC dog Pete, bless my heart. Dennis Wilson is awesome. I do agree that Dennis Wilson's awesome. Oxymoron, intelligent troll. No, it's not an oxymoron. What's up, Jordan Bowman? He said SEC dog is a closet LSU fan. Yeah. The number to call in, if you want to call in, is 864-207-4522. Billy Dawson's in the house. Most of Pete's mods are tight-knit group of friends. We do have a moderator chat over on the Line app, and we have a good time over there. What's up? Uncle Lou's in the house. He says type. Nobody knows more about bad trolls than Uncle Lou. This guy deals with it a lot longer than I have. And he exposes them too. Pretty easy to do on here, as a matter of fact. Delta Charlie's in the house. Clemson will always be the real Death Valley. We actually have a valley. I'm not going to even go into that. Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to go into it, though. What's up, Ruben Terry? Again, guys, this call-in show. I know I didn't. I announced that the call-in show was going to happen tomorrow night, not tonight, and I'll still do one tomorrow night as well. But the call-in show is driven by the callers, and if I don't get any callers, I'm going to end the show pretty quickly. Very simple. In the meantime, while I'm waiting on callers, you can enjoy a very, very boring video. Good afternoon. You're on with Pete.
Hey, Skin Pete. What's happening, brother?
What's up? Who am I speaking with?
Bennett Brabham, LSU. We talked before the game.
Hey, we sure did, man. How you doing?
I told you I was going to support the channel. I'm a man of my word. So
you are.
Still coming back. I love what you do. And, hey, a hell of a national championship game like we expected. I told you I'd call back irrespective of the outcome.
Yes.
But props to Clemson. I just got to say, I got to let my fan about 2019-2020 LSU Tigers, greatest single-season team in college football history. I know you want to say it. Come on, give it to me.
No. I'm not going to disagree with you, man. I'm not going to disagree. Listen, the record speaks for itself. What was it? 4 or 5 top 10 wins. Beat a team that was 29-0 over the past 2 seasons in the national championship game. Blew out the first round of the playoff, Oklahoma by 8 touchdowns or something. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you. Listen, I'm not a hater, bro. What LSU did this year was phenomenal. There's nothing less you can say about it.
That's why I'm a fan of the show, man. I know you're not a hater. I know you're a true fan, as I hope you consider me to be as well. You call strikes and balls as you see them. I try to do the same. Man, y'all came out throwing the haymakers, and like I told you before we talked, I expected Clemson to do that. I mean, the Dabo and the special teams pinning us deep, 2, 3 and out possessions to start the game. I mean, I was telling my friends, I was like, I told y'all Clemson's no joke. Clemson's no joke. And much respect for what y'all have up there. And, God, this talent y'all are bringing in next year. I saw your video on the schedule. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to kind of, like you were saying, easy to just write it off and just hate on it. You got Akron, and I'm not sure the other out of conference. I think the ACC is going to vastly improve into next year. Like you were talking about Georgia Tech with their new coach. He's starting to bring in the recruits for his system. Florida State with Memphis' coach, I would expect to be vastly improved because they already have the talent. They're ready to play. And Mac Brown, I'm a huge fan of. So them Tar Heels are coming for trophies. I expect the ACC to be vastly improved next year. It's not going to be the same circumstances.
Yeah, they'll be improved. They still won't be anywhere to Clemson's level. I mean, listen, the ACC.
No one will be.
Yeah,
no one will be.
And see, I'm glad you understand that. The issue I have with people.
Oh, yeah.
I get a lot of comments from people. Just on that video alone, I get a lot of comments from people saying, "How can you defend Clemson's Cupcake schedule?" People have a hard time hearing, I think, or reading, or whatever, or seeing, I guess. My point was that the ACC is crap, and until they prove differently, they're going to be that. My whole point of that video was, and my whole point has been for the past decade, even before it's on YouTube, was that Clemson does not shy away from scheduling big boys. Look, South Carolina is someone we play every year. All right, listen, South Carolina was
state rivalry, respect.
Right, South Carolina was 4-8 this year. Is that Clemson's fault? No. Now, listen, Texas A&M, somebody we scheduled 5 seasons ago. At that time that we scheduled them, or that Clemson scheduled them, they were a top 5, top 10 team perennially. All right, so this year they weren't. They didn't live up to that, right? But the point is that there's nobody out there. I'm not saying nobody. That's probably the wrong word, because I do realize there's other teams, major college football programs, top 10 perennial teams out there like Georgia. Georgia's one of them. Georgia doesn't shy away from scheduling major teams. I mean,
they don't. You're right.
And they scheduled Notre Dame. They scheduled Clemson coming up soon here. But there's very few teams, let me put it that way, that go out of their way to schedule big boys in non-conference. So this whole thing about people saying Clemson doesn't schedule nobody, Clemson doesn't play nobody. Listen, Clemson's schedule is a result of how good the teams on their schedule are. That's just all there is to it. I mean, what are they supposed to do? I want somebody to tell me this. What can Clemson do over the past 10 years as far as scheduling out of conference that's any better than what they've done?
Oh yeah, no doubt. I completely concur. I mean, you can't control. LSU's in the same boat. You know, we have a 1-1 with Texas. We were in Austin this last season. They're coming to Baton Rouge this fall in 2020. And actually, you know, like LSU, you know me. We talked, pre-championship. I'm a hardcore LSU fan. Hey, Tiger fans, if you're LSU Tiger fans, if you're listening out there, we lost a lot. Texas is coming into Baton Rouge in the fall with a lot that they got back from last year. I'm not saying they're going to beat us in Baton Rouge, but it ain't going to be a cakewalk. LSU better be ready to play some fucking football. Excuse my language. LSU better be ready to play some football. You can't control, like you said, just going to a Big Five opponent out of your conference is. Bama doesn't even do that. You know what I mean? Nick Saban, he had it time and time. He doesn't like to do the 1-1s. Clemson does the 1-1s. Y'all went to A&M, had a very close game, 2 seasons ago. Yeah. Y'all took care of business this year in the Death Valley. I know you say the real Death Valley. We might not concur, agree to disagree, my friend. But yeah, y'all took care of business in Death Valley as y'all usually do. And, I agree. I mean, if you're willing to play a 1-1 with a out-of-conference Big Five, I don't care how good or bad that team ends up because, like you said, it takes a few years in advance to schedule it. Yeah. And it's really about putting brand against brand as opposed to projecting how good each team will actually be when they face each other.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, LSU coming off a great season, they have a lot to replace. But again, like I think LSU is not going anywhere. I mean, again, you guys play in the West. You got Alabama in your way every year, so that's a big hurdle.
Yeah,
that's a big hurdle to get over. But listen, Ed Orgeron just got a big extension, man. 5 years and $42 million.
He got paid today. $7 million.
Yeah, $7 million a year over
a lot of hams.
Over 6 years.
Did you see his post as championship? He's like, I'm going to have some ham sandwiches and go to sleep. I was like, $7 million will buy you a lot of ham sandwiches.
Yeah, hey. Ed O is he's living big up there in Cajun country. But anyway, thank you for the call, brother. I want to pick up another call.
Can I give you my way too early championship prediction next year?
Sure, go ahead.
It's not the winner, but the matchup. Way too early national championship game 2021. Clemson versus Florida. You heard it here first.
Wow. All right, man. Thank you for the call, brother.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, great show. I'll be watching. Be in touch.
Thank you.
Have a good one, brother.
All right, man. Good afternoon. You're on with Pete.
Yeah, this is Ruben Terry.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Down here, dude. All right. Yeah, I just want to talk about Clemson for next year.
All right.
I think they're going to be stellar. I mean, this class we got coming in, Brian Bresee, I mean, that guy is dominant on the defensive line. I think our defensive front is going to be way better than it was this year.
First of all.
And our linebackers.
Yeah, listen.
I think our defense is going to be way better.
The defense is going to be better. The offense is going to be. Listen, ETN coming back was huge. Obviously, we know that much. But yeah, man, this defensive line with Miles Murphy and Brian Bresee. Brian Bresee, and listen, people think when I talk about Brian Bresee, I'm just being a homer. I know that you don't know anything about a guy until he actually steps foot on a field in a college football situation. And I've had people tell me, oh, he only looks so good because he's from up in Connecticut and there's no talent up there. Bullshit. Listen, this guy is a grown man. This might be the best defensive lineman prospect I've seen come into Clemson since Christian Wilkins. And that's saying a lot. And, just by happenstance, Christian Wilkins was also from Connecticut. But this Brian Bresee guy is an absolute beast. I can't wait to see him on a football field.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, Brian Bresee, from what I've seen so far on YouTube, has been a force. I watched all of his tape.
Listen, he's the number one recruit in the country for any position. That doesn't happen by accident.
Oh, no. When I watched him and Miles Murphy at the O-line, D-line competition, they were dominant, both of those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy's going to be a force. And what I'm looking forward to the most is seeing Brent Venables go back to a 4-3 defense, a 4-down lineman. This past season, he got away from that because of the inexperience on defensive line. We had 3 down linemen most of the time, especially against the good teams, and the strength was on the back end. This year, listen, Brent Venables' defenses are the best, and many people, I mean, not Clemson fans, but haters out there, want to pretend like Clemson's defense this year wasn't as good as it was before. We still ended the season with the number 1 overall defense in the country. Now, Joe Burrow and LSU and those guys, yeah, they got the best of us in the national championship game. You can't take that away from them. There wasn't a defense in the country that could stop that offense come January of 2020. There just wasn't. Not a Brent Venables defense, not a Bill Belichick defense, no defense. But when we got 4 down linemen, when we got defensive tackles that can rush the passer without having to send the linebackers or the safeties in to rush the passer, it's a totally different ballgame.
Well, LSU it was just their time. I mean, they basically had a home game in the Natty Championship. I mean, and Burrow had receivers upon receivers, and Moss is a hell of a tight end. I mean, it was just LSU's time.
It was.
And Trevor Lawrence just happened to have his worst game of the year.
Yeah, listen, there's a lot of things.
I mean, it was just a fluke.
Yeah, it wasn't a fluke. I'll give LSU credit. They just were the best team. And I won't say it's a fluke because they were just that talented. Now here's the difference, though. Can LSU repeat that next year, the year after that, the year after that? I think that they can still be in the conversation just because of I believe in Coach Orgeron at this point, and I believe in the way that they recruit. But it's one thing to get there and do what they did this year, which was phenomenal. It's a whole nother story to do it year after year after year. So, listen, LSU is going to have a tough sled ahead against them in 2020.
No, I look at Alabama beating LSU this year. I look at Alabama coming out of I think Alabama and Georgia will both go to the playoffs out of the SEC this year. But Clemson's definitely going this year. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have something to prove because of that national championship game.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Georgia. First of all, Georgia's been recruiting really well, too. The only issue I have with Georgia is the quarterback situation. Jamie Newman coming in from Wake Forest, he is definitely probably a spark to that offense, but he's not quite on the level of some of these other quarterbacks in the SEC. So I don't know. Listen, Georgia's going to be an interesting team to look out for. And they have the talent to do it. I mean, hell, they've been doing it for the past couple of years. I'm not doubting Georgia at all. All I'm saying is Jamie Newman, I think he's really good. And he could be anywhere from a slight upgrade over Jake Fromm just due to his legs to a complete unknown. He might be a downgrade. I don't know. Listen, I think Jamie Newman's a great quarterback, but 1 year in that system and a new system at that, because they just, they have a new offensive scheme and everything. I don't know. So Georgia's probably maybe the most interesting team in the SEC this year to look out for because of Jamie Newman and because of the new offensive scheme.
No, I think Newman's going to be an upgrade over Fromm just because of the legs. Right. And he could throw a deep ball. And Wake Forest didn't have near the talent that Georgia has.
That's true.
Near the talent.
I'll tell you this, though. I'll agree with you there. But at Wake Forest, he didn't have the running backs that Georgia has. He doesn't have the offensive line that Georgia has. And actually, at Wake Forest, he had 2 NFL receivers on that offense. He had 2 more NFL receivers or 1 more NFL receiver than Georgia had this past year. Now, Georgia, again, has been recruiting at a high level. I think that Georgia is going to be much better this coming season than they were last season. Jamie Newman is one of the most interesting guys in football for sure. But listen, I'm going to let you go. I'll pick up another call.
All right. Big ups, Pete.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Good afternoon. You're on with Pete.
Hey, Pete. It's McD Sports 4. How are you doing?
McD Sports 4.
I'm doing outstanding. Having an outstanding day. I want to talk about Clemson's schedule. I said earlier in the video. Basically. I agree with everything you said. It's not Clemson's fault that the ACC is weak. I mean, you look around the ACC, First, you got Miami. Miami thinks the schedule's easy. You went 6-7 and went 0-4 against the Conference USA. As far as I'm concerned, Miami should be in the Conference USA. I think Miami might not even win a game in the ACC this upcoming season. I don't know if the ACC's for them. So that's point number one. Point number two, I mean, to be honest, the only team that I legitimately, I can't even say that word, for God's sakes, but who cares? The only team I give a shot against Clemson this year is North Carolina, and that's because I think talent-wise they are the closest to Clemson. I know Florida State's very talented. I'll make a prediction right now. Mike Norvell, he will not win a championship, an ACC championship or a national championship with Florida State. I'll make a bold prediction right now about that, and I'll come on here and say I'm wrong if he does. But overall, I really feel like, I mean, I give Clemson a lot of credit for scheduling these out-of-conference games. Texas A&M, we all know Jimbo Fisher is screwing up that program. He should be on the hot seat going into this season. But they scheduled them. They're known to be at least one of the better SEC schools. Notre Dame, there seems to be a 10-win program every year. I think Brian Kelly has them going in the right direction. I can't wait for that game. That's the game Clemson should be worrying about. None of these ACC cupcakes that they're going to be facing. So that's just my 2 cents. And then South Carolina every year. I know state regulation got to play them every year. It's not your guys' fault that they don't know what they're doing and they can't pull their heads out of their asses. But I think Clemson's fine. I mean, if they go 12-0, which I expect them to do in 2020, I just feel like they'll make the playoffs again. And that person you called earlier saying that Florida's going to make the playoffs, I mean, is he smoking crack? What has Florida won ever since they got Dan Mullen? What has Dan Mullen won? I'm investigating Dan Mullen right now for something, and I feel I'm very close to breaking it. Mullen is one interesting man. I mean, the guy doesn't know how to win. He sits there and he's a fraud. He sits there and yells War Eagle like he's an Auburn fan or something. He's a Bonner. The reason why you know he's a Bonner is because he beat Auburn, and you know Bonners don't know what they're doing. So overall, I just feel like that's an idiotic prediction right there. I'm sure the guy has his reasoning, but that is ridiculous. I give Georgia, Alabama, and LSU a better shot to make the championship over Florida and the SEC. I mean, Florida is an absolute joke, but I just want to come on here and defend Clemson's schedule. It's not their fault. It's the ACC's fault and the terrible teams in the ACC. And basically, I expect Clemson to go 12-0 again in 2020 like they did in 2019. But that's all I have for you, Pete.
All right,
thanks for taking my call, and go Turk.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Good afternoon. You're on with Pete.
Is that me?
It is you. It's you. It's all you, bro.
Oh, how's it going, Pete?
What's up, George? How you doing, brother?
I just had to make sure it was me. Yes, George.
I know who it is.
Fuck. Where to begin? Mike Leach.
What about
Jerry Peterson? Jerry Peterson was at Boise State, and then he went to Washington.
Yes.
And then last year, when Washington beat him, that made 6 times in a row Peterson has beat Mike Leach.
Well, I don't know who Jerry Peterson is, but Chris Peterson.
He was the coach at Washington.
No, Chris Peterson was.
Yeah, Chris Peterson. Thanks. And his defensive coordinator, in a very weird comment after the game, said it's pretty easy to beat someone. I mean, we beat him 6 years in a row. We know exactly what he's going to do. It's not hard to game plan for. He said that shit out loud. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's
Mike
the truth on television.
Mike Leach at Washington. Mike Leach at Washington State was a shiny object for a fish to bite on in a pond.
Right.
This guy has never won at a high level in college football in his career. To think that he's going to go down to Mississippi State and all of a sudden become some kind of a great football coach who's going to win divisions and or compete for the SEC is a complete and total joke. A joke.
Right. You know what? There is one way he might be successful. He's going to have to do what Ed Orgeron did. He's going to have to go find someone to run his fucking offense for him and someone to run his defense for him, and then he can be the shiny object, and he's good on Twitter, man. I must admit that.
Well, listen, I love Mike Leach.
Me too.
I love Mike Leach for college football. I love Lane Kiffin. Both of these hires, Ole Miss hiring Lane Kiffin, Mike Leach going to Mississippi State. This is awesome. I mean, for doing
I agree.
For anybody who's a fan of the sport, especially if you do what I do and you come and put your ugly mug on YouTube every week, this is a gold mine. I listen. I couldn't be happier about it. But the bottom line is Mike Leach isn't going to win anything at Mississippi State. For anybody who thinks that, just stop it. Stop it. It's going to be a block party. I'll block you if you think that you are.
I wonder how many years will last before they have to find a coach.
Probably
maybe 3.
Probably like 2 or 3 years, I would imagine. I don't know.
Unless he goes 2-10 2 years in a row.
No. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Mike Leach and his offense. And I don't know, who he's hired as a defensive coordinator. I'm sure somebody who's a Mississippi State fan will tell me this. I expect, but there's a lot of talent in Mississippi. But I think that the majority of the talent in Mississippi either goes to Alabama or Georgia or Florida or somewhere outside of the state. But the ones that they do get, I think are probably going to be in the favor of Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss. So I think Mississippi State Mississippi State is probably happy to win 8-9 games a year, which is what Mike Leach is probably going to give them. They'll be exciting. They'll make a lot of money. They'll sell tickets. They'll sell games out like never before because of Mike Leach, and that's great. And so I'm not hating on Mississippi State, but if you're a Mississippi State fan and you think that hiring Mike Leach in this air raid offense scheme is going to get you in contention in the SEC, you're living in a dream world. It ain't going to happen.
Right. All you have to do is beat Alabama, Texas A&M, Auburn, keep naming them, LSU. That's all.
Right.
That's all you got to do.
Right.
No problem.
Exactly. Yes. George, you're a genius.
I can't even believe Alabama had the run they had through that gauntlet. That'll never happen again. It just, right. That's a tough schedule, man.
Yeah.
And then there's Clemson. Poor Clemson. Nobody to play. Oh, God.
Yeah, they don't play anybody till they get to
really did. We should put you in the SEC West and see how you do.
Well, I don't know. I think that I'm pretty sure Clemson has more wins in the SEC West over the past half decade than Florida and Georgia combined. Actually, I know they do. So.
Right.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I'm just saying that would be fun football. That would be like near NFL shit if you were in the SEC, even the East, and you'd get to play the guys on crossover games. It's just that would be good. It's a shame that no one else in the ACC can recruit.
Well,
or coach.
They can. I think that Florida State is the biggest problem in the ACC. Miami doesn't help much either.
Yep.
But listen, those 3 teams right there,
Nope.
those 3 teams right there alone, Clemson, Florida State, and Miami. If Florida State and Miami could wake the F up and become half the team that they used to be, it would be a different story. But that's not Clemson's problem, is it?
That's going to be our only hope. That's our only hope. They have to. Miami has to recover. And
well,
if they got to fire Diaz after it.
You're a Florida fan. You don't want to see Florida State and Miami become relevant again, do you?
I want Miami to be relevant. I don't want Florida State to be relevant. I don't like them. We play them every year, and I just don't like their uniforms or their town or their. Ever since that guy Bobby Bowden, I liked him, but ever since then, it's just Jimbo Fisher. It's just irritating.
Yeah, Jimbo.
Who names somebody Jimbo? Of course, I shouldn't say that because somebody named Dabo. Who does that? Where's these names coming from? How about Willie? At least Willie's kind of normal, At least we heard that one before. First name Dabo, last name Sweeney. Sounds like a fucking movie or something. Anyway,
listen,
he'll go down. He'll go down as a great coach. He's just not the most. He's not the most lovable guy. He needs a little more Mike Leach in his personality.
George, oh my God, it's very rare that somebody makes me actually laugh, and but you just did that.
It's all in good fun, man. What, you can't talk shit about Clemson in football, so we talk about your schedule. That's all we got. Now we're moving on to your coach's name. What are we going to say?
Well, first of all, I don't think anybody named their kid Jimbo or Dabo. I'm pretty sure those are nicknames, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's hard to talk about Clemson. Hard to engage with you guys. I mean, after a while, you get tired of talking about the schedule. You know, it's like can't say shit about the football team. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, listen.
Yeah, and losing LSU ain't no big disgrace.
Dan Mullen's no prize, but at least he's not Will Muschamp, and at least he's not a Gamecock.
In some way, Dan Mullen's like a caricature. I admit, you know, he's funny. He's got his little quirks, but who cares? Keep winning.
Yeah.
All's forgiven.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe his wife will quit kissing the players when they get off the bus. I'm sure that was like probably a one-time thing, impromptu, caught on camera, and now the whole world's on our ass. Damn. What's wrong with a good old hug? Just a hug. No kisses. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just you know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
People wouldn't let that go for a little while.
Well, it was kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I gave Dan Mullen a tweet that said we need to knock that off. We're getting internationally famous over this shit. And I got a Gator thing, you know, my Twitter thing. It's like I talk to him sometime.
Huh?
I used to talk to all our recruits before they were recruited, just like the nicest gentleman, saying things to them like I'm their dad and shit, always so polite.
Imagine being a recruit that's committed to Florida, and you get a tweet from George.
No, really, I would say things like, congratulations, young man, and good job, young man, and, you know, just normal shit. And then the kid decides to go somewhere else. And these people come on there saying all this nasty, vile shit. And I'm like, are you people freaking crazy? Like, you're going to destroy our recruiting. Don't do that shit.
I'm sure you had nothing to do with destroying the recruiting.
I never would do that.
Of course.
To a kid. For personal reasons, I don't want to look bad in the eyes of all the other recruits.
Right.
I say congratulations and good luck.
Right.
Totally selfish. For selfish reasons, I'm nice. Sometimes I think I'm going to slow down. I'm slowing down on my chat section thing because when there ain't shit to talk about, I engage with people sometime, you know, getting snipey, you know, and I don't want to do that. I wake up and feel bad in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck did I say to that guy in the chat last night? That ain't me. I don't want to do that.
Yes. All right, George, listen.
You talking about people's moms and shit. All right, I know. You can't stay up all night. You got other callers, too. And
no, well.
Love you, man. Go Clemson. I'll see you in the finals.
All right. Thank you, George.
All right, bye.
All right, thank you, man. All right, that's going to end the call-in show for tonight.
We are sorry.
Thank you to all the callers. Thank you to all the super chatters as well. The one thing I didn't get tonight that I'm hoping to get tomorrow night when I do my call-in show is some Miami callers. I wanted to talk about Derek King transferring from Houston. I wanted to talk about some of the other transfers that happened as well. But thank you to all the callers. Thank you to all the commenters. Let me see who's in the chat here real quick before I get off here. Home Depot Management is in the house. You won't play a team in 2020 with more than 8 wins. Home Depot Management. You must work at Home Depot with that kind of intellect, sir. What are you, Miss Cleo? How in the hell would you know how many wins any team's going to get? Your name says it all. Home Depot Management. Yeah. Clark Fly's in the house. How you doing, sir? Jenny Haggerty. Can someone get a glove sponsor for Jake Fromm's clipboard next year? Isotoner. It's a good sponsor for him. I think Jake Fromm's going to end up being a decent coach. You know who he reminds me of? What's the guy for the Cowboys this year? Keller, whatever the hell his name is. Anyway, great college quarterback. Really wasn't built for the NFL. Probably be a pretty good coach if he decides to do it. That's Jake Fromm. What's up, Ruben Terry? P. Digits is in the house. A gator head embedded inside a clear bowling ball. What the hell? You guys are something else. No, not Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett was the head coach. I'm talking about the offensive coordinator. Lee Weisbecker. People want you to expand your thoughts about the national championship game. Well, first of all, what people? Do you mean you want me to expand my thoughts about it? Slim Shady Canes. Slim Shady Canes. Slim Shady Canes is in the house.
Hi, my name is what? My name is Slim Shady.
As far as my thoughts on the national championship game, I think I pretty much I did like 2 or 3 videos on that. I mean, I don't know what you want to say. Clemson got their ass whooped by a better team. Trevor Lawrence played the worst game I've seen him play. And I'm not even going to come on here and try to pretend that even if Trevor Lawrence played a game like he normally plays up to his standard, that they would have won the game. I think LSU was just better. That's my thoughts on it. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. I'll be here on Saturday tomorrow at 7 p.m. live for another call-in show. So please join me then. I'd appreciate it. You guys are all amazing. You're all fantastic. Yada, yada, yada. You know the deal. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. And all of that. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in. I really enjoyed it tonight. Pigskin Pete's checking out.